really did not want to testify. I didn't really even tell anyone I was testifying. Some of my best friends didn't even know I was testifying. Literally hardly anyone knew I was testifying. I thought I would go to court. I thought I would testify. I thought it would be a few minutes. And I thought I would go home and it would be done. Trina said, I need 2 things from you, Nancy Jo. I need you to testify that he told you that he had changed the beneficiary of his life insurance policy, which is a weird thing to tell someone on a date, but that he did tell me that. It was wrapped up in the story of his concern for JJ.
Right.
And that he was moving forward with divorce. That was why he told me that. And she said, I feel like you can humanize him in a way that someone has no skin in the game. You're not a family member trying to humanize him. And she's like, that's what I need from you. I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Didn't you say, too, that you had, when he talked about changing the beneficiary, didn't you tell Charles, like, yeah, you need to leave her?
Well, I told him he needed to tell her.
That's right, tell her, yes.
Yeah, I told him, I said, why don't you tell her that you changed the beneficiary of your life insurance so that you don't have to worry. One of the jury questions was Charles in fear for his safety or something like that? That was the jury question for me.
To you, yeah.
Yes. And I started to elaborate. Yes, that's why he had changed the beneficiary of his life insurance, because he feared that monetary reason was why he would be killed, so that they could get that life insurance. And so I was telling him, well, wouldn't that take away the reason for them to kill you if she knew she wasn't getting the life insurance? And yeah, at dinner I said, why don't you tell her?
Yeah. So Trina says, I need you to testify about these 2 things or get these 2 points across. Did she prep you at all that here's Lori Vallow Daybell who will probably ask you questions?
Well, I knew that Lori was going to ask me questions, but no, I've read a lot of the comments online, and it's really funny because Lori did ask me about witness prep, and so in the comments people are like, oh, she had her assistant prep her for hours. I really had no witness prep. I met with her for that time. We had another phone call that didn't last very long. She reminded me just a few court rules and reminded me again that I could only testify about what I knew from then, the night of Charles, and what happened the next day when I called him. You know, not about what I learned happened later. That's what I could testify to.
Right.
That's the witness prep I had.
And what were your thoughts walking into the courtroom knowing that Lori Daybell, who you've never met, is going to question you? Were you nervous at all? Or?
I was very nervous until she started out questioning me, saying, do you date married men? And I thought, you have got to be kidding me. What I really would love to have said, well, I don't kill my husband and their wife and my kids and bury them in my new husband's backyard. But yes, I did go to dinner with a man that's divorce wasn't final. That's what I would love to have said, but you know, I didn't want to cause a mistrial, so I didn't say that. But when she started that line of questioning with me, my nervousness turned to just, I will not look away from you. I will look you straight in your eyes, and you will not. Let's dance. I mean, it was just like, you got to be kidding me. That's what you're going to say to me when everyone watching this trial knows what you've done?
There, you couldn't watch because you were a witness, but she treated you different than any other witness.
Well, I did go back and watch.
Oh, you did go back and watch
Yes.
that. Did you find that too? I mean, it was very different.
You know what? When I'm first there, I'm sitting there and she's questioning me, and I'm thinking, Judge, Trina, help a sister out. Objection, relevance. Come on, help me out. And then I suddenly realized, oh, I get it. They see that I can hold my own, and they see she is making an utter fool of herself. And they're going to let her make a fool out of herself so the jury can see. And that's what she did. I mean, I should have been such an insignificant witness. She shouldn't have even had any questions for me. And instead, she acted like a jealous 7th grader who had broken up with her boyfriend and gotten a new boyfriend, but she didn't want her boyfriend to have another girlfriend. Yes, I saw that she questioned me differently, and I thought it showed her evil, ugly side to the jury like nothing else had.
I think what took your testimony from here to here is the 3 words, don't flatter yourself. I imagine you hadn't planned that.
Heavens no.
You didn't know she was going to ask that.
No.
Did that just come to your mind? To walk me through that infamous moment.
I didn't have to think about it. It just, when she said, you spent your whole night talking about me, I was like, oh, don't flatter yourself. No.
I think Boreski even kind of smiled a little bit.
You know, I went back to watch that, and I like zoomed in on his face. I don't know how he kept a straight face through testimony, but boy, he kept a straight face. But one question she did ask, he went like this. Like that. Like.
And Trina let her ask. It wasn't an objection.
Yeah.
I think there was, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Lori asked you about text messages, like what did the text messages continue, and Trina objected and it was sustained. Mm-hmm. Do you want to answer that question?
Sure, I'd love to answer that question. I think a lot of people I've seen online, oh, they were sexy texts, the after dinner. The texts, want to know what the texts after dinner were? I apologized to him if I was too hard on him because, and I told him, I know I'm not like most women. Most women are going to just say exactly what you want to hear. I'm not that way. I said to him, no one is going to want to have a serious relationship with you until you disconnect from Lori. Yes, you need to pay her alimony. I understand all that, but you have too much of a connection, and if she wants a divorce, she should see what real life is. Sure, she needs to take care of JJ, but she can work while JJ's in school. And so I sent a text and I said, hey, I apologize if I was too hard on you. I'm not the girl that just says what you want to hear. And I still know what his response was to this day, and I think it's just so charming. And he said, you used velvet gloves. Very Southern, charming.
Right.
And then we texted a little bit more just about odds and ends. I didn't hold his hand. I didn't kiss him. There was nothing inappropriate in any way. So sorry to disappoint everyone that wanted sexy texts. There were no sexy texts.
Lori kind of insinuated that. It
Yes.
seemed that you're this, floozy out there,
No.
with Charles.
No.
So
Sorry to disappoint, Lori. No sexy.
no. What do you remember most about that testimony?
Feeling like that I had done Charles proud, and that I had represented the way that he was feeling in that last week, and that I had done him proud, that he would be proud of the way that I testified and the way that I represented how he felt about Kay and how he felt about JJ. Yeah.
What I remember is you saying how excited he was to see JJ the next day.
He was so excited to see. Literally, the only thing that I could relate it to was like a kid on Christmas morning. Anyone that would have been with Charles would have taken second place to his love that he had for JJ. It really was a uniquely special